Hello, trading is closed on June 30th, 2025. As always, we'll begin with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls and then make our predictions. It's my trading plan for Tuesday, July 1st. Remember, at this point, it's just a plan. I can change it, I can be wrong, and all trades should be made at your own risk. Today's pattern had the early high. It tends to be a rally day with a high in the final hour. That's what we got. We said we had a number of possibilities which we listed here. We said if we gapped up and maintained it, we would have overcome strong resistance. Rally should continue. We did gap up, but we didn't maintain it. So we're still in the area we marked as resistance from DeMark's work. During the day, we got an ultimate sell signal and a sell signal in the afternoon. This was certainly enough to satisfy that, and that's played out. Well, here's our daily chart, and here's your TDST line right here. Here's one bar completely over the line. To break through resistance, you have to print one bar completely over this bar. And we didn't do that because there was overlap. We also have a bar completely over the upper Bollinger Band, which is this line. Now, that's just not something that sticks around very long. It does not mean you have to drop tomorrow. But when you've got a bar like this completely over the upper Bollinger Band, I mean, look at this. I mean, that's over it. I mean, this just doesn't stick around too long. This is an area of resistance from the Bollinger Band. Plus, if we just continue higher, we're going to break through resistance from the DeMark indicator. So you're at resistance right here. Now, this is the prior consolidation. Here's the typical target. You take this high and this low, set at 61.8%, we have today's high. So you've got strong resistance at that high today. You can break through resistance. I mean, there's no law that says we can't gap over this and keep going up. I mean, we're in a strong bull move here, and I think based on DeMark's work, this line should hold, which is now around 61.30. And we should go about 230 handles higher than that, which puts us in the 63.60s. So you've got maybe a possible 60-point drop and maybe over a 150-point rally ahead of you. I mean, that's the risk reward. So you certainly could gap over this, but if you don't gap over it, that's strong resistance, and it wouldn't change a thing if we pull back as long as this line held. That doesn't mean it has to happen. We discussed the risk reward, but we hit the target right on the nose and promptly reversed. Futures were down last time I looked. I don't know what happened now. What's it doing? Down 9, that might be nothing at this point. 9 points when you're over 6,200 doesn't mean all that much, but at least it's a holding right now. So it's one of the places, certainly not the only place, where you could have a pullback, even though I think we're going in the middle 6,300s before we're done. We have to see where we open. If this holds at the open, there could be a reasonable pullback. Well, Tuesday's pattern has a yearly high, which doesn't tell us where we open. Monday's close hit the usual target of a prior consolidation. It's one of the places, just one of them, in which the rally could pause. Although I think we're going at least into the middle 6,300s before this leg's done. This is one of the most bullish weeks of the year. I have nothing that requires us to pull back tomorrow. But we're at resistance, and The put-call ratio shows too much bullish sentiment for my taste. I'm looking for a long entry at a lower price, and I realize if instead we just continue higher, I might miss a trade. That can always happen. Right now, I'd like to get back into the lower price. So it's the pattern with the early high. We're at resistance. We gap over resistance and hope that we could still have a huge rally, and that we don't know. But otherwise, we pulled back from resistance, and it wouldn't surprise me if we pulled back a little more, even though I have nothing that requires it. And that's today's call.